So, a military-inspired watch, what does that mean? Well, 960 Watches, the owner of the company, was in the military, loves watches, knows about military issue and military style watches, and has got a fantastic vision to be creating a trilogy of pieces. This is the first that is available. It's called the Diver, effectively. It's part of the Air, Land and Sea. So we started with the Sea. Good beginning for a brand, I would say, because divers are generally more popular. But for those of you who are bored to tears with seeing micro-brand diver watches, this is unique because it's actually something different. It's done by someone who has experience with what people need in the military and has designed a watch that is going to work not just for military personnel, but for people that enjoy that look and feel of a piece that could have been issued to them when they are in service. And I really like that. So let's get down to business with sharing this watch with you guys. So the first bit's going to be all the stats and specs. So a no-nonsense watch, and hopefully this will be a no-nonsense review. There'll be no cliche B-roll footage of anything to do with the military, of course. But I couldn't help it, to be honest. Now that's out of the way, let's get on with the proper business of reviewing this piece. I'll get all these bits out of the way. We're going to do a strap show a bit later on. These are from my store, and I'm just choosing things which I think are appropriate for this piece. But this watch does come with a nice little selection of straps anyway in here. I'll quickly show you that actually. What I like about this watch roll that it comes in is this is the kind of material and the kind of presentation you'd get if you were to get this issued to you in the military. It's just, again, everything's been thought of by Christian at 960, even the logo, but check out his website. He goes into more detail about his story, the reason why it's 960, all that stuff. It's very interesting, so do check it out. There's his details as well. He's just lent me this watch. I'm just helping out another micro brand. He couldn't decide which strap to give you when you buy one of these pieces. There's a limited number. I think there's about 200 of these. There's still a few left if you like it, so bear that in mind. 3 straps he gives you because he couldn't choose which one suited it the most. So he said, "Oh, sod it, I'll just give you the lot." So that's what you get as well. This review is going to revolve initially around me just quickly discussing with you the things I want to criticize. To be honest with you, there's not a great deal of things to criticize. A lot of these things are personal. First of all, I don't like the size of the crown. For me, for a 44mm watch of this size and being a diver, should be 6.5 to 7mm in my opinion. It still grips okay, but it feels a little bit small and a little bit fiddly for me from what I'm used to with larger dive watches. This is still perfectly acceptable. The next thing as well, I like the color of the lume. Old radium is nice, and he was going for a more vintage look, which is good. Nothing too contemporary. Very clear, understated dial, which is very good indeed, very appropriate for this type of watch. But the longevity is the only thing I've got. The initial burst of lume lasts for about 5 minutes. Then it drops right down, and my camera struggled to pick it up, to be honest. But the good news is it does hold like a very low, ominous glow for a lot longer. My normal test is 10 to 15 minutes. It holds a better glow, and then it deteriorates. So I would say my initial criticism is the longevity of the lume is not as good as I personally like, but it's okay. And to be honest, I thought I was going to criticize this press clasp, but I would rather a good quality, comfortable press clasp over a thick, chunky, heavy milled one that's not well done. And this fits into the category of really well done pressed clasp. So for the price of about £400 recommended retail, I know some of you would say, well, my £70 Pagani design, so on and so forth, will have a milled clasp. It's not going to be as tough and as robust as this one. Everything Christian has told me about this watch, I am on board with, because he says, well, he actually considered milled and things like that, and he thought, well, actually, I feel like the thickness that you get with the pressed ones is a lot slimmer, to go in more in line with the slimmer case size. Pin and collar system's fine. Again, it's better than some fiddly screws that may work loose or anything like that. The pin and collar system on this is fantastic. They came out really easily. It was no problem to change. But if I was being really picky and was obsessing over a specification for what I'm used to and what I want, I'd say screw links. But then this watch hasn't been designed purely just for vanity. That's what I like about it. It's actually a no-nonsense watch. So he's actually thought about, okay, which system's best? Split pins, pin and collar, screw links, all that stuff. And he decided pin and collar was the most appropriate. So moving on to the positives, the first thing I want to discuss is how comfortable this watch is. Now, this is a 44mm case size, and the most incredible thing about a 44mm watch like this is how surprisingly comfortable it is. I can obviously get it to size up perfectly because it's got enough micro adjusts. There's no hair pulling or anything discomfort coming from the clasp, no hair pulling or anything from any of the links. It conforms very nicely. The lug to lug is acceptable, as you can see here on my 7-inch wrist, which is totally average for a man-size wrist. Yeah, it just fits me really well, and the weight distribution is great. I think, again, helped by that slim height of such a big watch, helps this watch tuck under any cuff really neatly, and that is impressive for a larger size piece. Helped entirely by the fact it has that lovely Miyota high beat movement in there, which is 9000 series, are so slim, and they're also very rugged and tough. They've got the Parashock system, which they tested literally chucking out of a helicopter, I think. How impressive the tough these movements are, sustaining abuse and not losing time or getting all squiffy on you. So that's again a positive. Another positive is the bezel action. For a dive watch, having a bezel and having a nice feeling bezel, for me, is personally crucial. It's a good measure of engineering quality and integrity, and this feels really nice and everything lines up perfectly. So that's a real positive. And I love these individual minute markers all the way around. That's very vintage, and I like how crisp and clear everything looks. The fit and finish, in fact, of all the little details, including the etching and the paintwork on the bezel itself, is really good. The overall fit and finish, while we're at it, is fantastic. It's so clear, it's so neat. All the brushing on this is really well done. The machining of the crown is so neat and tidy. The brushing on the case all over, there's no shiny parts anywhere. Again, no chintz or bling. This subtle detail, chamfered edge here between the upper part of the case and then the mid case, helps break up the elements of the design a little bit to help it look less slab-sided. You've got this detailing on the left-hand side of the watch to help replicate what is the crown guards on the other side, so it helps balance the design out. The machining on this bezel is very neatly done. It's grippy, there's no sharp edges. What you're getting is just exquisite machining on here. Everything fits as it should. The end links fit in there beautifully. There's no wobble or play. They conform perfectly with the case. Very smooth brushing. There's no taper on the bracelet, so it's going to help suit this larger watch. But I would have maybe liked a bit of a taper, but it's very minimal, to be honest with you. And the case back, very simple. Just got the logo on there and a few details. Straight to the point. Lovely sunburst effect with the brushing. Solid end links, enabling it to feel really robust and solid and strong in there. And then the dial is so big and clear. No unnecessary clutter in there. It's straight to the point. Legible date. Really nice, big, solid, easy to see indices. And then you've got 200 meters, 600 feet, and the lovely logo 960. And the lovely long hands, all the right length. A really good, bold hour hand. Really long, slim, and very nicely coloured orange minute hand and second hand. Again, contrasting beautifully, making legibility and time reading of this piece so quick and easy. So I've been pretty thorough with covering all the aesthetics of this watch, the fit and finish and everything. So I'm going to show you next how different and versatile it is with a few different straps. Another important detail I always need to quickly chuck in there now is how easy it is to take off a standard bracelet, because I don't always tell you that. Just a heads up, it's a very easy bracelet to take off, and again, that is another example of good build quality. So this is my favourite strap that they offer in the packaging. It's just so lovely with that orange detail, matching with the orange detailing on the watch there, and then you've got the grey to match the stainless steel here. Lovely brush finishing, detailing on there. It's really nice. It's the right length as well, so you've got a little bit of tucking in back here for any excess material. Really good quality. Yeah, I think it looks great. But now it's time to talk about how this looks on some of my straps. Thought if we're going to go for a vintage look, why not get one of my favourite vintage straps I sell, a NATO style. This is the new No Time to Die edition because of the colourway, but the cream is going to go with the cream, or the faux patina you've got here with the old radium. You've got the grey to go with the colour of the case, and black obviously for the bezel insert. Again, another option, and showing you how versatile this watch is. So that's the first option. Let's move on to the next one. Now you guys keep clearing me out of stock of these, and I can see why. To be honest with you, they are fantastic, especially for chunkier watches. This is the Pioneer. It's FKM rubber, premium grade of rubber, quick release pins, easy to change out. You've got the chunky detailing here, but look how smart that is. Really like that. Loads of different colours as well. Black I chose here because it just works so well with a black watch, but that's just me. You can even get it in orange to go with those orange hands. Really smart. Next strap coming up right now. And if you wanted to stick more with the vintage theme, this is the Icon. This is a Tropic FKM rubber, quick release pins, again, breathability with these holes, and it's a classic style strap to go with this vintage looking watch. And again, loads of different colours available, but I just think black on black is so classy. One more for luck, and then we'll move on from there. And one of my top leather sellers, this is the Crazy Horse. Look how nice this watch looks on a Crazy Horse leather. I've got a few of these in 22. 22 isn't the most popular size for a leather strap, but I sell them because a lot of people like to put for dressing down on their dive watch, a leather strap. And this is a common size 22mm lug width, so I got a few of these in. But how nice is that in the brown? Oh, beautiful. I'm not going to put this on because this is stock and I don't want to bend it. So in summary, do I like this watch? I really do. I think all the elements come together so successfully in this piece. It's a proper watch. And by proper, I mean they've got the size right, the build quality, that toughness. There's no extra bling or silliness to make it just look more chintzy than it needs to be. It is definitely a tall watch, a fit for purpose, rugged kind of piece that is going to suit so many guys out there, or ladies, that are just want something that is just quality, does the job, but does it well. Yes, it's not a perfect piece by any means. There can be always criticisms of anything. Everything else is done so well. And I think you would be so happy with this as a military style piece designed by a military person, and you'd thoroughly enjoy it. I think it's a fantastic start from this brand. I'm super excited to see the next some top secret things coming. Christian has shared some really cool stuff, and I think you should definitely have them on your radar. Keep an eye out, and if you want to keep an eye out on other videos I've made, please do. I've made loads, and if you've enjoyed this video, I really would like you to check out some more and like this video. Subscribe if you can, be hugely appreciated. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.